So hello students, welcome back to your own channel Vedantu NEET English. This is Basavaraj Sir, your biology master teacher. So students, today is going to be the part 2 of the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plants, right, the part 2. So before we start today's amazing class, quickly let me know in the chat if my voice is audible to all of you and the presentation behind me, that's the beautiful flowers, if it is visible to all of you. So hello. Quickly let me know in the chat if I am audible and visible to each and every single one of you. Now, if you look at the previous class, we finished about root and root modification. We did about stem and stem modification, leaf and leaf modification, and even the inflorescence was done in previous class. That is, cymose inflorescence as well as racemose inflorescence, both were done and dusted. Right? Done and dusted. Now students, I want everyone, today's class is going to be so important. I cannot stress enough because your 90% of the questions will be from flower, fruit and seed. Only and only these three topics are the most important, especially aestivation, placentation, zygomorphic, actinomorphic. All those points will define your questions, students. Define your questions. Now, let me know in the chat if you're excited for today's class because it's going to be a blast and we'll be making notes. So I want everyone to open your notebook, write down the notes with me, understand with me, and take away the notes and the strong points which you learn in my class. So if you love botany, quickly smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, quickly subscribe also because we'll be starting off with flower. Now, if you're walking on the road, and you see a flower, what is the first thing which comes to your mind? Tell me quickly, go. What is the first thing which comes to your mind when you look at a flower in the road? You'll be like, oh, nice flower, no? Nice flower, nice color. Whom should I give it to? All that thought will come in your head, right? Whom should I give it to? Nice flower, no? All that thought comes to your mind. But if you're a botanist, and you love biology and you love botany, the first thought which comes to your head, the plants or the flowers, technically flowers are nothing but, they are nothing but reproductive organs. They are reproductive organs. Exactly. They are nothing but reproductive organs. And these are the same reproductive organs which help in sexual reproduction. They help in sexual reproduction. They help in sexual reproduction in the case of plants. Sexual reproduction in the case of plants. That is a flower. That is a flower. What is a flower? Flower is a reproductive organ which helps in sexual reproduction. Now, what are the flower? What are the parts of a flower? We'll get to that. First, you need to understand one more point here. That is, a flower is basically a shoot apical meristem which is converted to floral meristem. Floral meristem. This point everyone needs to understand. What is a flower? It is a shoot apical meristem which has been converted to floral meristem. Right here. All of you write down this point. All of you should write down this point. What is a flower? So flower is basically a reproductive organ which helps in sexual reproduction, and where shoot apical meristem is converted to floral meristem. I believe there should be no doubt after this. This is a flower. Now, if you want to know what are the internal parts of a flower, so quickly go in the chat, what are the different whorls of a flower? If you want to know different whorls of a flower, you need to know, first of all, there is a stalk. There is a stalk of a flower. Then we have a large swollen part. This is a stalk called as pedicel. It is called as pedicel. It is the stalk of a flower. Okay, it is the pedicel or stalk of a flower. Now we have a large thalamus. We have a large thalamus here. Large thalamus. Yes, we have a large thalamus. Large thalamus. Now, there is the outermost whorl first. First of all, we have the outermost whorl. We have a outermost whorl. The outermost whorl. The outermost whorl is called as calyx. The outermost whorl is called as calyx. What is calyx made up of? Calyx is made up of sepals. made up of sepals. Now, after the outermost wall, then we have one more internal wall. The very fancy, bright colored wall. This is called as the second wall, which is called as corolla. It's called as corolla. What is corolla made up of? Corolla is made up of petals. It is made up of petals. These are the two walls. These are the two different walls. That is outermost wall calyx, which is made up of sepals. Corolla, which is made up of petals. Corolla, which is made. Why is it towards the one side? One second, students. Corolla, which is made up of petals. Now we have one more wall here, which basically is made up of a long filament and one anther. This is the anther, and we have the filament. What do you call this wall? This wall is called as, this is called as stamen. A group of stamen is called as androecium. Okay, that is called as your one more wall. Now in the middle you can see one more wall, the female structure here. You see this? It has three parts again. This is called as stigma. We have the style, as well as stigma, style and ovary. Stigma, style and ovary. They're called as the pistil. Part of the pistil. Technically carpel, but entire group of carpels is called as pistil. Now this is called as collection of pistil is called as gynoecium. So we have four walls, students. We have the outermost wall called as calyx. Then we have corolla made of petals. Then we have stamen. We have the pistil. Group of stamen is called as androecium. Group of carpels is called as pistil is called as gynoecium. Done. Now, apart from this outermost wall, how many of you have seen this flower? Tell me honestly. Raise your hands quickly. How many of you have seen this flower in real? This right here is nothing but bougainvillea. Now, what is so special about this? The speciality of this plant right here, can you see this pink color thing? The pink color, which looks like a petal, is actually not a petal. Yes. This right pink color thing is actually something called as bract. This pink color thing is called as bract. It's called as bract. And especially in this case, it's called as spathe. So if this is a bract, where are the flowers then? Students, if you want to know the flowers, you have to remove the bract. Once you remove the bract, inside the bract, you will find white color flowers. On the inside the bract. White color flowers. Okay, fine, flowers are there, sir. Then what is this bract, sir, on the outside? Are all the bracts colorful? No. All bracts are not colorful. Bracts are usually a green color. What is a bract then? Bract is nothing but green leaf-like structure which is present below the sepal. So students, here we had the sepal, right? Now below the sepal, sometimes what happens is there is a bract here. What is the main function of bract? The main function of bract is to protect the flower in the bud stage. That is a bract. Now what could be the function of bract? Simple. If bract function is protection, I told you. If bract is present, we call it bractate. If bract is absent in the case of plant, we call it ebractate. Ebractate means bract is absent. Bractate means bract is present. What is a bract? Bract is a leaf-like structure, function, protecting the flower. Where is it found? Below the calyx. Quickly tell me in the chat if there is any doubt regarding bract now. Any doubt regarding bract? Done. Bract is done. This also right here is a bract. That is a bract. This was the flower which we discussed. The outermost whorl is called as sepals. Then we have petals. Then we have the entire thing is stamen. Here we have the pistil. Pistil is made up of stigma, style and ovary. Stamen is made up of anther and long filament. Long filament. Done. That's right there is a simple flower. Right here is your simple flower. Now students, now. There is something called as types of flower. What is this types of flower, students? There is something called as complete flower. There is something called as complete flower and incomplete flower. What is this, sir? There is something called as complete flower and incomplete flower. We have the complete flower as well as incomplete flower. Incomplete flower. Now what is the difference? In complete flower, the simple thing is it's complete. It means what? All 4 whorls are present. That's all. That is, we have Calyx, corolla, Androecium, Gynoecium. All 4 are present. It's called as a complete flower. And complete flowers are generally bisexual in nature because both the sex organs has to be present. Bisexual. All 4 whorls are present. But in the case of incomplete flower, any one of the whorl is absent. Any of the one whorl is completely absent. It is going to be absent. For example, Gynoecium could be absent, then it becomes a male flower. If Androecium is absent, then it becomes a female flower. Okay? Understood? So any one of the whorls is missing, it can become incomplete flower. All the 4 whorls are present, it's called as a complete flower. Simple difference, there has to be no breaking the head here. No breaking the head. Simple. Done. 12 flowers. Now, there is something called as essential whorls and non-essential whorls. The meaning is very simple. Essential means importance. If the whorl is importance for reproduction, direct involvement in reproduction, it's called as essential. For example, Androecium and Gynoecium. Gynoecium, it is involved in reproduction, and that is why it is called as essential whorl. For example, now we have Calyx and corolla. The main function of calyx, it can help in production. Main function of corolla is for attracting the pollinators. Now, in case of calyx and corolla, they don't have a direct role. No. They're like, I'm going to chill for some time and I will do some indirect roles. And such whorls which have indirect roles, we call them non-essential whorls, also called as accessory whorls. I'll give you a quick example. Now, for calling, what do you use? For calling, you use your phone. Phone main purpose is calling. Now you add on screen guard onto front, you'll add on back case, you'll add all that, right? Can we call from back case? No. Can we call from the phone case, the screen guard? No. You can always call only from the phone. So phone is essential. The screen guard as well as the back case, all that is called as accessory. So accessory whorls. Done. Trust me, any doubt here? No, I don't think any doubt should be here. Done. Simple. Now, there is something called a symmetry. All of you love plants. And if you look at a beautiful flower, you'll be like, oh my God, this flower is so beautiful. Now, you try to divide that flower. That, for example, let me show you. Let me write it for you. It'll be easier. There are 3 types actually. Now, for example, students, the first one is called as actinomorphic. Now, imagine you're looking at one flower, one beautiful flower is there. if you can divide that flower into two equal half, if you can divide the flower into two equal half in any plane, in many radial planes, it's called as actinomorphic. It's called as actinomorphic. Okay, it's called as actinomorphic. For example, see, this is a flower right here. You can divide like this, you can divide like this, you can divide like this, you can divide like this. If you can divide a flower into two equal half in any radial plane, it becomes actinomorphic. It becomes actinomorphic. Becomes actinomorphic. That is, if a flower is divided, if a flower is divided into two equal halves, in how many planes? Many planes. Into two equal half in any radial plane. In any radial plane, divide like this, however you divide, like this, you can divide in any radial plane. That is called as actinomorphic. Now quickly examples in the chat. Start spamming. Examples are the most important in this chapter. If you do not know examples, goodbye to the marks. Example is datura, chili and mustard. Example is going to be done. Datura, mustard and chili. Nice. Datura, mustard and chili. Now, this actinomorphic has a special name. This actinomorphic has a special name. What is the special name of actinomorphic? The other name of actinomorphic is, I'll write it for you, radial symmetry. It can also be called as radial symmetry. Called as radial symmetry. So tell me in the chat quickly, any doubt in actinomorphic now? Any doubt in actinomorphic? Done? Thumbs up in the chat quickly, all of you. Smash the like button. Yes, done. The second one is going to be zygomorphic. Zygomorphic. Now zygomorphic is very simple. Imagine you have a flower in front of you. You are able to divide that flower into two equal half in only one plane. That's all. For example, let me draw it for you. You have a flower here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 here. How can you divide this flower? Students? If we can divide this flower into two equal half, okay, flower becomes deeper. I'll show you one petal. If you want, I can show you one petal only. Imagine you have a petal like this. Okay. Can you divide the petal like this? No. The only way you can divide this petal is only this way, right? Only this way. In only one plane. Yes. That is called as zygomorphic. That is, if a flower can be divided into two equal halves in only one plane, then it is called as zygomorphic. Okay, now give me the examples for this quickly. Example for zygomorphic. Time starts now. Let me drink some water. Time starts now. Done? Done? P, bean, Gulmohar and cassia. That is zygomorphic. That is going to be zygomorphic. And students, this zygomorphic is also called as bilateral symmetrical. Bilateral symmetrical. Bilateral symmetrical. Done? Done? Okay, P, bean, and Gulmohar and cassia. All of you know this. All of you know this. The last one is very nice. Last one is very nice. It's called as asymmetrical. It's called as asymmetrical. What is asymmetrical? Asymmetrical. Imagine you have a flower in front of you. Flower again. Imagine flower is there. If you cannot divide the flower in any plane, you are not able to divide the flower in any plane into two equal half, then it is called as asymmetrical. That is, if a flower cannot be divided, if a flower cannot be divided into two equal halves, into two equal half in any plane, that is called as asymmetrical. Asymmetrical. Example, canna. Example is going to be canna. Example is going to be canna. Done? Difficult, huh? Tell me, difficult, huh? No. So easy this is. This is called as symmetry in flower. Symmetry in flower. See, this is your actinomorphic. In any plane you can divide. In any plane you can divide. Okay. Example was mustard, datura and chili. Mustard, datura and chili. This is zygomorphic. Zygomorphic. You can divide the zygomorphic only into two equal this way. You cannot divide this way because one will be smaller, one will be larger. Zygomorphic in only one plane. Only in one plane. Zygomorphic. Symbol is percentage here. Symbol is percentage. Actinomorphic is plus. Actinomorphic is going to be like this. Symbol for actinomorphic. Symbol for actinomorphic. Okay. Now see, this is zygomorphic. Gulmohar, bean, pea and cassia. Examples for symmetry, asymmetrical. See, you cannot divide in any plane. It is almost asymmetrical. You cannot divide in any plane. Done. That is asymmetrical. This is how canna looks like. This is canna. This is canna. You cannot divide this flower anywhere. In any way possible, it is not possible at all. Look at this. That is canna. Your question is here. Start answering. It's a NEET PYQ now. Plant families, no plant families. I'm waiting for the final syllabus to be out because the final syllabus is not out yet. And if I teach you plant families right now, you will forget about plant families when the exam comes by. So I've decided we'll hold on to plant families until the very end. I will teach you somewhere towards the end of RNA series. I'll teach you plant families. Deal? Yes. NCERT is more than enough. Examples out of NCERT. See students, all the examples will be within NCERT. You don't have to break your head. Okay. Here's the question. The flowers are zygomorphic in mustard, gulmohar, cassia, datura, chili. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. How many of them belong to zygomorphic? Zygomorphic. We just now learnt your gulmohar, cassia, pea and bean. All of them are zygomorphic. So B and C is the answer. Yes, B and C is the answer. Now, there is something called as trimerous, tetramerous and pentamerous. Now this is a very simple, easy concept. The tetramerous basically means multiples. How are petals present? How are sepals present? In multiples of 3 or multiples of 4 or multiples of 6. That's it. If the flower is present in, see, 3 petals, there will be 3 sepals, 3 anther, trimerous. 4 petals, 4 sepals, tetramerous. 5 petals, 5 sepals, that is called as pentamerous. That is mericity. That's all. There's nothing more detailed in this. This is how you should know in merous. Now, we can classify. We can classify the plants based on the position of ovary with respect to the other floral appendages. Sometimes what happens, the ovary is on top, sometimes ovary is in the middle, sometimes ovary is at the bottom. Based on the position of the ovary, we have 3 different types of classification. Ready? we have three different types of classification based on the position of ovary. Position of ovary. If you can see, in the first place, ovary is situated on the top. In the second, B and C, ovary is situated in the middle, center. And in the third position, can you see, the ovary is completely enclosed by the thalamus. Thalamus is completely eating up the ovary. Gone. So based on the position of the ovary, you have three types: hypogynous, epigynous, perigynous, and epigynous. Superior ovary, half inferior ovary, and inferior ovary. So can we learn that now? Can we learn that? So how to remember examples? Let me teach you today. Examples can be remembered with the help of simple mnemonic. Do you want an example? Do you want a trick right now? Do you want a trick? I'll teach you, don't worry. I have trick for every single example in all the in the entire chapter. Okay. Now for example, the first one is called as superior ovary, also called as hypogynous. It is called as hypogynous. Hypo means above. So if the ovary, can you see, the ovary right here is situated above the thalamus, all the floral appendages, it could be anther, petals, sepal, every single thing is coming below it, so originating from the bottom. So ovary is superior here, and it is called as hypogynous condition. It's called as hypogynous condition. Gynoecium occupies the highest position. Calyx, corolla, and androecium. Calyx, corolla, and androecium are situated below the gynoecium. And how do you show it? Symbol. How is the symbol? The symbol is gynoecium is superior on a stage. This is the stage. Its gynoecium is present on top of the stage. Symbol. Now examples is very important. Examples is very important. Example is going to be very important here. The example here, three example for your hypo. Okay, three examples for hypogynous. The example is going to be mustard, hibiscus, and brinjal. The trick here is very simple. The trick here is hero must have brinjal. The hero must have brinjal. Simple. Hero must have brinjal. H for hibiscus. It's given here. H for hibiscus. M for mustard. And B for brinjal. Done. Hero must have brinjal. So hero is H for hibiscus, M for mustard, and B for brinjal. Done. Simple trick. Now similarly, students, let me know in the chat right now if you want a trick for Aestivation, all of them, not even one, all the Aestivation, all the Placentation, all of the perigynous and hypogynous also, perigynous and epigynous also. I will teach you that also. What's there? Hero must have brinjal. Done. You also understand the concept first. The concept is that the gynoecium occupies the highest position and all the floral appendages are below it. That's all is the concept. That's all is the concept here. That is for hypogynous. Now what about perigynous? What about perigynous? Perigynous is very simple again. Perigynous is very simple. Your ovary is in the dead center. If you can look at the diagram, don't you think so? The ovary here is in center. Center. Ovary is in the center here. Center of what? But center of the floral appendages. Floral appendages. This is the thalamus. This is the thalamus. So ovary is in the center, and all the floral appendages are coming from the rim of the thalamus. See, this is called as rim. One second. Can you see here? This part is called as the rim here. This is called as the rim of thalamus here. So all the floral appendages are coming from the rim of the thalamus. It's called as perigynous condition. Gynoecium situated in the center. Calyx, corolla, and androecium are located at the rim of the thalamus at the same level. Everything is the rim of thalamus at the same level. It is half inferior. Half inferior, how do you show? Gynoecium stage is equal. They're equal now. They are equal. Done. Now, do you want a trick for this? Do you want a trick for this? Trick is very simple. Trick is very simple. People pluck pink roses. People pluck pink roses. Students, let me tell you the trick you should to write down and practice. Unless you write down and practice the trick will become tricky for you later on, unfortunately. So write down the trick and learn and utilize. Now here P is for perigynous. Perigynous. The second P is going to be for, see, PLU. PLU. Plum. Plum. Pink. That is peaches. Peaches. And roses for roses. And roses for roses. So people pluck pink roses. Perigynous, plum, peaches and roses. Done. Easy, easy peasy. That is perigynous. People pluck pink roses. Now what about epigynous? What exactly happens in epigynous? Now when we come to epigynous, students, when we come to epigynous, here the thalamus is completely enclosing the ovary. Ovary is gone. You cannot see the ovary now. Can you see the thalamus? Look at the NCERT diagram. NCERT diagram is better for this. NCERT diagram is better for this. If you look at the NCERT diagram here, can you see the thalamus is completely, see, inside part is ovary here. Inside part, this right here is the ovary. This right here is the ovary. So the ovary is completely enclosed by the thalamus. By thalamus. And ovary here is inferior. Ovary is inferior, gone. Inferior ovary. Here superior ovary. Here half inferior. Half inferior, it's not written here. Half inferior ovary. Half inferior. Half inferior. Okay. And in the case of epigynous, epigynous, it is inferior ovary. Inferior ovary. Why? Because the ovary is completely consumed by the thalamus. Thalamus is completely enclosing the ovary and gone. Gone. Done. Now, what symbol? Now, gynoecium so ovary is completely suppressed down. So, stays on top. Stays on top. Inferior ovary symbol. Inferior ovary symbol. Done. Now, examples. How do you remember the examples again? How do you remember the examples again, friends? Guava, sunflower and cucumber. Guava, sunflower and cucumber. How do you remember this? That is Epic, Sunny, Eric and Sunny. Eric and Sunny goes for camping, right? Eric and Sunny goes for camping. E for epigynous. S for the sunflower. Not exact sunflower, it is the ray florets. Remember, it's going to be ray florets of sunflower. Ray florets of sunflower. G for guava. Guava. And C for cucumber. C for cucumber. Epic Sunny or Eric and Sunny goes for camping. Eric and Sunny goes for camping. Done. So this is how you can remember the examples. But let me tell you, students, unless you write the trick and learn, then only you'll be useful. If you just try to by heart the trick with words, the trick will also be useless for you. So write all this and understand the trick, why it has been made in such a way, and you make use of it and then make a use of it. Okay, you can use it as Eric and Sunny goes for camping or Epic Sunny goes for camping. Epic Sunny goes for camping or Eric Sunny goes for camping. Now why am I saying E here? Because you need to remember it is epigynous. Epigynous, those many. Epigynous, so many. Similarly, we have perigynous, plum, peaches and roses. Here I didn't write down. Done. Okay? Question, shoot. Go for the question. All yours. Question is all yours. The question is all yours. Ray florets have. What do ray florets have? Hypogynous ovary, half inferior ovary or superior ovary. We just now learned it is epigynous and it is going to be what? I will not tell. I will not tell. Quickly, time starts now. Where was sunflower, students? Where was sunflower? Just see. Where was sunflower? Right here. sunflower, ray florets. And we have inferior ovary here. Inferior ovary, so 3 is the answer. Go, time starts now. Students, I'm telling you, you will have a lot of questions. You will get a lot of questions every single year. In fact, NEET 2024 also, you got a same question from this topic. Right? Question. Ovary is half inferior in. Half inferior in. Brinjal, mustard, plum and sunflower. What is the answer? Quickly go for. Go. Half inferior. Half inferior means what? Half inferior means epigynous or perigynous. Tell me. Very easy, students. People pluck pink roses. Remember, people pluck pink roses. Perigynous condition. People pluck pink roses. Plum was the option there. Peaches was the option. Roses was the option. Examples. So right now it's going to be plum here. Easy. Now students, with that, your classification of flowers based on the floral position is done. Let me know in the chat if you have any doubt right now. Tell me if any doubt is there. Any doubt? No doubt, right? Obviously no doubt, because it's an easy chapter. Every single chapter in biology is easy. Botany is easy unless you're studying it from me. Okay. Now let's understand calyx. Calyx, I've already told you, it is the outermost wall. Calyx is the outermost wall, and calyx is mainly made up of sepals. Outermost wall, collection of sepals, green leaf-like structure. Function is protecting the flower in the bud stage. So when the flower is in the small bud stage, all the calyx is around it and it is protecting the floral bud. It can also do photosynthesis to some extent. It can also do photosynthesis to some extent. Photosynthesis to some extent. That is calyx. That is going to be calyx. Now here, there are two conditions. That is, if the calyx is going to be gamosepalous and we have polysepalous. Gamosepalous and polysepalous. Now G for gamo, G for glue. G for gamo, G for glue. What is the meaning of glue? Glue sticks. If the sepals are fused, if the sepals are completely fused, fused sepals. If the sepals are fused, it's called as gamosepalous. Free sepals, free sepal, then it is called as polysepalous. G for glue, G for gamo, GG, gamosepalous. Done. Concept. Nice. Easy. Now what is corolla? Now corolla is the second wall. Corolla is the second wall, and corolla is always beautiful. The flower which you usually see, right? Bright color, red color, blue color, white color, orange color, pink color. All of these beautiful petals you see, all of them are part of corolla. So what is corolla made up of? Corolla is made up of beautiful petals. It is made up of beautiful petals. That is corolla. Now you might be wondering, what is the main function of petals? Obviously, if they're beautiful, you're attracted towards it. Beautiful petals, insects are attracted towards the petals. So technically the main function of petals is to attract the pollinators, attracting the pollinators. Bright colors attract pollinators, mainly made up of petals, Now again, petals can be of two types. We have gamopetalous, and we have polypetalous. Tell me now, what is the meaning? What is gamopetalous? Gamo means glue. If the petals are fused petals, it's going to be fused petals. free petals. That is only polypetalous. Done. Done. Polygamopetalous and polypetalous. Over. Over. Now students, now. Let's come to the next point, something called as aestivation. Aestivation, very beautiful concept in botany and you will love it. You will love it, aestivation. Now, aestivation is nothing but arrangement. Aestivation is nothing but arrangement of petals and sepals in the floral bud. In the floral bud. What is aestivation, students? Aestivation is nothing but arrangement. It is nothing but arrangement of petals and sepals. Arrangement of petals and sepals in floral bud. In the floral bud. Now, arrangement of petals and sepals are with respect to each other. With respect to each other. Like one petal is here, one more petal is here, one petal here, one petal here. One sepal here, one sepal here, one sepal here, one sepal here. So, arrangement of petals and sepals with respect to each other in a floral bud is called as aestivation. It's called as aestivation. Done. Now, but there are different types here. There are different types here. Very simple. Very simple. Examples also very simple. I'll make you a trick. I have a trick for every single one of you. You don't have to worry even a single moment, for a single moment. Okay. Now, first of all, we have, can you see? All the petals or sepals are on a outer margin. They're on outer margin. That is, they're just touching with each other. Are they overlapping here? No, they are not overlapping at all here. They are not overlapping here at all. Now, if you, they are not overlapping at all here. Okay, this is called as valvate. It's called as valvate here. Valvate. They are just very marginal to each other. They're not. They're just, the edges are just touching each other. Edges are just touching each other. They are not overlapping. There is no overlapping here. But if you look at the second one, do you see one inside, one outside, inside, outside, inside, outside? Every single petal is or sepal is overlapping. It almost looks like they're twisted here. One top, one bottom, one top, one bottom, one top, one bottom in a circle. That is called as twisted aestivation. That is called as twisted. Twisted. Now, if you look at the third one, third one is very interesting. In the third one, they are overlapping. Yes, they are overlapping. But it's in the case of twisted, there was a pattern. Inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. The same pattern is not followed in the second last year. In fact, here, do you see this one petal or sepal is completely inside. This one petal or sepal is completely outside. And rest three are inside, outside, inside, outside. Now, this type of twisted arrangement without a particular order. There is no particular order at all. Such type of arrangement of petal or sepal is called as imbricate. It is called as imbricate. Imbricate. Overlap is there, but not in a particular order. One is completely inside, one is completely outside. That is called as imbricate aestivation. Imbricate. Advocate. Okay. Now here we have one more special type, which is made up of three different type of petals. We have outside standard, wing and keel. I'll tell you that later on. This, remember right now it's called as vexillary. It's called as vexillary aestivation. I'll teach you in a few minutes. We'll go there, vexillary. Okay, we'll go to vexillary in a few minutes. Now students, I want you to focus on the example. More than the diagram itself, I want you to focus on the examples more here. Examples more here. Okay. Now, the first one is called as valvate. First one is called as valvate aestivation. The sepal or petal. The sepal or petal are just touching to each other. They're just touching to each other, but they are not overlapping. Whole touch one another, but they are at the margin. At the margin they touch, but they do not overlap. They do not overlap. Example is Calotropis. How do you remember this? How do you remember this? We remember it as what is this? Velvet chair. velvet chair. V for velvet aestivation. C for calotropis. C for calotropis. C for calotropis. Velvet chair. Velvet chair. Done. That is called as velvet aestivation. Velvet chair. Velvet aestivation. Now, what about the twisted aestivation? In twisted aestivation, I told you each petal or sepal is overlapping to one another. It is overlapping with one another. One here, one here, one here, one here. Can you see? They are in an overlapping structure. If one is here, other one will be from here like this. They are in a overlapping structure. That is called as your twisted aestivation. What is the trick here? Trick is very simple. Lady from China has a twisted cotton. Lady from China has a twisted cotton. What is L? L for lady's finger. F nothing. C for China rose. And twisted is for twisted aestivation. Twisted aestivation. And cotton for cotton. A lady from China has a twisted cotton. Lady's finger, cotton, as well as China rose. This is cotton, huh? China rose not given. Okay. China rose is not given. This is cotton. Cotton. So, C for China rose. C for China rose. Done. A lady from China has a twisted cotton. L for lady's finger, C for China rose, T for twisted, C for cotton. 3 different examples, done and dusted. No. What about imbricate aestivation? Imbricate aestivation, I told you, overlapping is there, but not in a particular order. Not in a particular order. Now, what rhymes with imbricate? With imbricate, we have advocate. Imbricate, advocate. Advocate fights gun cases. Advocate fights gun cases. Gun cases. G for Gulmohar. G for Gulmohar. C for Cassia. Advocate fights gun cases. Gun case. Gulmohar and Cassia. Gulmohar and Cassia. Done. That is imbricate aestivation. Now, what about vexillary? What about vexillary aestivation? What is vexillary aestivation, students? This is your typical vexillary aestivation. This is your typical vexillary aestivation. Standard, wing, and we have keel. Standard, wing, and keel. This is standard. Outermost wall is called as standard. Then we have wing, and the innermost is called as keel. Innermost one is called as keel. It's called as keel. Now, simple type of floral diagram we'll get. Simple type we'll get. Okay. How is the diagram? How is the diagram? Now perfect. We have one petal on the outside. Wing is 2, and your keel is also is 2, but this 2 is completely fused because it is fused. You can see it's fused here. It's completely fused. This 2 is completely free. That's wing, and one standard on one standard on the outside. This is called as vexillary aestivation. It's called as vexillary aestivation. Clear or not? Clear or not? Tell me. What is the trick here? Trick is BP vaccine. BP vaccine. B for bean and P for P. PP. BP vaccine. BP vaccine. Okay. This is how the vexillary aestivation looks like. One is the standard, then we have wing and keel. 1 plus 2 plus 2 arrangement. Done. Done. Now, we have one more special structure here. One more special structure called as perianth. What is this perianth, students? Let me tell you one simple thing. I'll explain in a very more simpler manner. We have petal plus sepal. Petal plus sepal. When you can't differentiate between petal and sepal. You're like, what is petal, what is sepal? Both are completely fused. When petal and sepal are completely fused and you cannot differentiate which is petal and which is sepal, we end up getting tepal. We end up getting tepal. We end up getting tepals. Okay, we end up getting tepal. Now, a group of tepals is called as perianth. A group of tepals is called as perianth. Done. Tell me, is it difficult? Difficult to understand perianth. What is perianth? Perianth is nothing but group of tepal. What is tepal? Petal plus sepal is called as a tepal, and group of a tepal is called as perianth. Simple, right? And this tepal is mostly found in the case of monocots. Mostly found in the case of monocots. Done. Perianth done. Now students, now we are, calyx is done, corolla is done. Calyx and corolla done and dusted. Now we are going towards the other worlds of the plant, that is Androecium. Now what is the meaning of Androecium? What is the meaning of Androecium? Androecium is nothing but Androecium. Right here, can you see this is the Androecium? That is the Androecium. This entire thing is called as Androecium. If you look at the diagram here, the entire thing is called as Androecium. Can I say it is collection of many stamen? Yes, Androecium is nothing but collection of stamen. Collection of stamen. So many stamens are here, many stamens are here. When many stamens are there, the collectively it is called as Androecium. Collectively it's called as Androecium. Done. Now parts of Androecium. Let's do the parts of Androecium, or parts of stamen technically. Parts of stamen. Parts of stamen. Stamen is mainly made of two parts. Stamen is mainly made up of two parts. A long slender filament. A long slender filament and a bilobed structure called as anther. Bilobed structure called as anther. Anther plus filament is technically called as stamen. A group of stamen is called as Androecium. Group of stamen is called as Androecium. Done. Now students, there is something called as union of stamen. All these stamens are making one gang, one nice gang, big gang. They are making a rowdy gang. They are making, okay. That's called as collection, group. They're making a group. Now we can study the entire union of stamen in two categories. One is called as cohesion, other is called as adhesion. Cohesion, adhesion. Let's understand in a much more simpler manner today. Okay. What is the difference? What is this cohesion and what is this adhesion? What is this cohesion? What is adhesion? Okay. Ready everyone? Ready? First we'll learn about adhesion. Okay. Now I told you there are four whorls. Calyx, corolla, Androecium, Gynoecium. Calyx, corolla, Androecium, Gynoecium. If Androecium is attached to other whorl, this is Androecium. If Androecium is attaching to other whorl, that is called as adhesion. Simple, I'll tell you. Example, I'll tell you, you'll understand. First one is called as epiphilous. It's called as epiphilous condition. Epiphilous. It's going to be epiphilous condition. Now, what is this epiphilous condition, students? In epiphilous condition, we have stamen. Stamen is attaching with. In epiphilous condition, stamen is attaching with tepals. Stamen is attaching with tepals. Tepal is another whorl, right? Tepal is another whorl. So stamen plus tepal is called as epiphilous condition. That is, this is Androecium. This is going to be a perianth. They are joined together. Technically this should come first, once again. Perianth and androecium. They joined. Example is lily. Example is going to be lily. Done. That is adhesion. Once again, students. Done. That is epiphyllous condition. Other one is called as epipetalous condition. Epipetalous condition. In epipetalous condition, we have the stamen as usual. Now, in this case, stamen is fusing with the petals. I told you the meaning of adhesion. The meaning of adhesion is that we have the androecium in one particular whorl. It is attaching with the members of other whorls. So, petals, right? Petals. That's gonna petal is part of your corolla. Androecium. They are fusing together. Yes. Example is brinjal. Done. That is adhesion. Any doubt, quickly tell me in the chat. Any doubt in adhesion, quickly ask me. The second one is called as cohesion. Second one is called as cohesion now. Now what exactly happens in cohesion? Now in adhesion, since we had stamen attaching to other members of different whorls, in the case of cohesion, it is a fusion between stamen and stamen only. It is a fusion between stamen plus stamen. Stamen plus stamen. That is going to be your cohesion. That is going to be cohesion. Okay. That is going to be cohesion. Now here we'll be learning about three different types. We'll be learning about three different ones now. Three different ones. Okay, three different types. Okay, one by one we'll learn. Okay, one by one we'll learn now. The first one is called as synandrous. First one is called as synandrous. What is synandrous, students? In the case of synandrous, the entire anther and filament, everything is joined. Everything is glued. Everything is glued here. Stamen, anther and filament both are fused. Anther and filament both are fused in the case of synandrous. Clear? Clear, students? Synandrous is clear to all of you? Next one is syngeneious. Next one is syngeneious. Now what exactly happens in syngeneious? Listen to me very carefully. What exactly happens in syngeneious condition or syngeneious condition? What exactly is in syngeneious condition? Okay. In syngeneious condition, this is your anther and this is the filament. Can you see? In the case of syngeneious condition, only anther is fused. In the case of syngenous condition, only and only the anther is fused. Only and only anther is fused. That is syngenous condition. The last one is called as Adalphous condition. Adalphous condition. What exactly happens in Adalphous condition? In the case of Adalphous condition, only filaments are fused. Only filaments are fused in the case of Adalphous condition. Done. Quickly tell me in the chat, students, any doubt here? What is going to be synandrous, syngenous and Adalphous condition? Adalphous condition. One thing which is missing here is polyandrous condition, that means free stamen. Done. Tell me any doubt here? Any doubt here? Did all of you make your notes? All of you making the notes? Yes? This is the meaning of adhesion, cohesion. Here we have epiphyllous condition, stamen plus sepal, stamen plus petal, synandrous, syngenous, Adalphous condition. Now students, in union of stamen, we have something called as monoadalphous, something called as monoadalphous, diadalphous, as well as polyadalphous condition. Very simple again. Before I told you what is polyandrous. Polyandrous means all the anthers are completely free. Stamen is free here. Now, in Adalphous condition, I told you the anther is fused. The filaments are fused. If the filaments are fused into a single bundle, it's called as monoadalphous. Two bundles, diadalphous. Many bundles, can you see? One is separate, everything is fused in one, diadalphous. In polyadalphous, all the filaments are completely attached in many bundles, that's called as polyadalphous. See, this is called as monadalphous. All the filaments are attached into only one bundle. In only one bundle. Example is China rose. Stamens with united filaments. Adalphous. Diadalphous, filaments united. No, see, always remember, adalphous means filaments, not the entire stamen. Can you see the anther is always free? Anther is always free here. That's what we learned here. Can you see? We learned here only filaments are fused. Anther are always free here. Anther is going to be free. Only filaments is going to be fused. So in the case of diadalphous, filaments are united into two bundles. Example is P. Don't learn it as entire stamen is fused into one bundle, entire stamen is fused into two bundles. No, it's always filaments. Filaments are fused into one bundle, filaments are fused into two bundles, filaments are fused into many bundles. Can you see, still anther is free. Filaments are fused into many bundles. That is called as polyadalphous condition. Example is citrus. Example is going to be citrus for polyadalphous condition. Citrus. Easy, I don't know. Such an easy chapter. Polyandrous, completely free. Only free. Epipetalous fused to the petal. Epiphyllous fused with the tepals. Now students, that was the basic difference between your Adalphous conditions. Now based on the length of the stamen also we have two types. Yes. Based on the length of the stamen also we have two types. Understand it also today. Based on the length of the stamen. We have two types. The first one is called as your tetradynamous condition. Tetradynamous condition. Tetradynamous condition. What is tetradynamous condition? In tetradynamous condition, first of all, we have 6 stamen. It is 2 plus 4 condition. 2 plus 4 condition. 2 plus 4 condition. Diagram will understand better. Diagram will understand better. There are 6 stamen here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see? The 4 ones, the tall ones are on the inside. Tall ones are on the inside. Now the 2 short ones are on the outside. This is called as tetradynamous condition. There is classification based on length of the stamen. The 4 tall on the inside, 2 short ones on the outside. This is called as tetradynamous condition. 2 plus 4 arrangement. 2 plus 4 arrangement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 and 6 on the outside and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inside. That is called as tetradynamous condition. Tetradynamous condition. The other one is called as a didynamous. Didynamous. See, here we have tetra, 2 plus 4 arrangement. Here we have just 2 plus 2 arrangement. 2 plus 2 arrangement. 2 plus 2 arrangement. How is it? It's very simple. Two long ones on the outside and 2 short ones on the inside. This is called as didynamous condition. Didynamous condition. Done. Didynamous condition. Tetradynamous condition is brinjal, salvia. This is salvia, brinjal. Mostly the members of Solanaceae will come under here. Brassicaceae will come under tetradynamous. Members of Brassicaceae, tetradynamous. I'll cry later. Didynamous salvia. Salvia. That is didynamous. Didynamous. Tetradynamous. Mustard. Mustard. You know brinjal also, but oh, I wrote brinjal, no? Mustard. I said Brassicaceae, I wrote brinjal. This is Solanum melongeonensis. Mustard. No brinjal. Brinjal is Solanaceae. Brinjal is Solanaceae. Sir, is this given in NCERT? Has this been asked before? Yes, it has been asked before. Do you want to see the proof? You want to see this proof here? Let me show you the proof. It has given little, but they have not told you little in detail, but let me show you. See student, this is your chapter, right? Go down, this is all done. Can you see, we just finished corolla aestivation. We finished aestivation. Now if you come down here, after Androecium, epiphyllous condition, diadelphous, monodelphous done, polyadelphous done. Can you see one line here? They have not given you the exact word, but they might ask you. Exact word, can you see this? There may be variation in the length of the filaments within the flower. Example, salvia and mustard. Mustard is tetradynamous condition. Salvia is didynamous condition. Now they might not ask you directly from here. They can ask you because Brassicaceae is a member of your family, right? When you study about your plant families, we learn about Brassicaceae. There you learn about tetradynamous condition. Done. There you learn about tetradynamous condition. That's how it's given here. Understood? See this question. Look at this question now. Look at this question. Which of the following plant shows vexillary aestivation and diadelphous condition stamen both? Which is that particular plant? Example. Which is the example? In vexillary aestivation, that is standard wing and keel also. That is a pea plant. What is the scientific name of pea plant? The scientific name of pea plant is, modification is not given in NCERT, but it can be asked because it is in your syllabus. Because it is there in your syllabus. That is your pea plant, right? Pea plant. Diadelphous stamen are found. See, they can ask you this question again. 2021. Diadelphous stamen is found in your pea plant again. Now, with that, Androecium is over. With that, Androecium is done. Any doubt till here? Isn't this chapter very easy? So tell me, ask me any doubts till now? Any doubts till now in Androecium? Because we're coming towards the end of the class. After this, I'll teach you Gynoecium. After Gynoecium is over, we have fruit and seed, and the class is done. Okay, and the class is done already. Now, what is Gynoecium? So I told you Androecium was the collection of stamen. So Gynoecium has to be what? Collection of pistil. Yes, Gynoecium is nothing but collection of pistil. Collection of pistil. Then this entire thing is called as pistil. Collection of pistil. Collection of pistil. Okay. Now parts of Gynoecium. What are the different parts of Gynoecium? Anyone? Parts of the Gynoecium, but not Gynoecium, exactly part of a carpel. The part of carpel is three types, three things. A carpel is made up of stigma, receptive stigma, we have style, as well as we have the ovary. Stigma, style and ovary. Three different parts of a carpel. Three different parts of a carpel. All of you know the difference between carpel and pistil, right? All of you know the difference between carpel and pistil? Yes or no in the chat quickly? Do you know the difference between carpel and pistil? Carpel and pistil, they are not the same. They are not the same, remember. Okay? They are not the same. Carpel and pistil are not same. Do you know or not? Yes or no? Do you know what is carpel? Do you know what is pistil? Carpel and pistil? Students, imagine this is your entire hand. This entire hand is called as a pistil. It is called as a pistil. Just like how a hand has multiple fingers, a pistil will have many carpels. That's all. Like how we have this entire thing is called a pistil, it will have many carpels in it. Many carpels in it. If there is only one carpel, it is called as monocarpellary. If many carpels are present, it's called as polycarpal. Right? Polycarpus. Okay. Now, if all the carpels are fused together, it is called as syncarpus. If all the carpels are free, it is called as apocarpus. Done. Concept done. So carpels, entire thing is called as a pistil. So multiple carpels, example is lotus and rose, and free. Apocarpus, free. Syncarpus is fused. Multiple carpels is fused, example is mustard and tomato. All the carpels are fused, mustard and tomato. If carpels are free, it is called as apocarpus. This is example is syncarpus. Done. Simple basic concept. Examples very important. I don't know. This I don't think you need mnemonic for this. Lotus and rose free. While your mustard and tomato are united. Done. Now students, there is one more concept called as placentation now. One more concept called as placentation. Okay, what is placentation? Placentation is nothing but arrangement of ovules on the placenta. Simple. If you look at the structure, if you look at inside the ovary there is placenta. Yes, there is placenta here. Now on this placenta there will be arrangement of ovules. So arrangement of ovules on the placenta inside the ovary is called as placentation. Arrangement of ovules on the placenta inside ovary is called as placentation. Now we have multiple types again. multiple types of placentation. One by one, we'll deal each one of them with the help of an example and a trick. Can we go? Can we start? Students, first one is called as marginal placentation. Very easy to understand. Students, all of you understand what is syncarpus? Tell me what is syncarpus. Syncarpus is all the carpels are fused. Syncarpus. All the carpels are free. Apocarpus. Apo and syncarpus. Now students, first one is called as marginal placentation. When all the ovules are arranged on a margin, they are arranged on a margin, it's called as marginal placentation. It's called as marginal placentation. The trick is very simple. MP. M for marginal, P for P. MP. Done. MP. The second one is called as parietal placentation. Parietal placentation. Now, in the case of parietal placentation, parietal means what? Parietal also means periphery. Also means what? Periphery. Now, what is the meaning of periphery? The meaning of periphery is outside. So, when all the ovules are arranged on the placenta on the periphery, can you see? All the ovules are arranged on the periphery. It is called as parietal placentation. It is called as parietal placentation. Ovules on the inner wall of the ovary. On the inner wall of the ovary, on the periphery, it's called as parietal placentation. Parietal placentation. Done? Done? Parietal placentation. That is, parents are masters. Parents are masters. P for parents are masters. P for parietal placentation. A for argemone. A for argemone. And M for mustard. M for mustard. Parents are masters. P for parietal. A for argemone. M for mustard. Done. Parents are masters. That is parietal placentation. Done. Done. Now students, in parietal placentation, I want you to know one more extra point here. One more extra point. What happens in parietal placentation? Now, there is something called as locule. Locule means chamber. Can you see this is called as locule? Here, if you go, this is called as locule. Locule inside. Locule, also called as chamber. Also called as chamber. In this locule, it can be unilocular, bilocular, 2 chambers, 1 chamber, 2 chamber, trilocular, 3 chambers. So based on the number of chambers, you can change the locule. Now here, what happens here in the case of parietal placentation? In the case of parietal placentation, initially it is unilocular. Initially it is unilocular. Can you see? Only one locule. Only one locule. Now after some time, there can be present of a small septa here. Small septa here. Septa. Can you see? One septa formation will happen here. One septa formation will happen here. And the septa is called as rhapllum. False septum called as rhapllum. Rhapllum. It's called as rhapllum, also called as false septum, called as rhapllum. Called as rhapllum. Also called as false septa. False septa formation. False septa called as rhapllum formation will happen. So from unilocular it become bilocular. 2 locules. 2 locules. 2 locules. Bilocular. That is called as parietal placentation. Now what about axial placentation? Axial placentation. In the case of axial placentation, first of all, it's trilocular. 1, 2, 3. Trilocular in nature. And all the ovules will be attached in the center. An entire ovary will be divided into 3 different locules with the help of septa formation. There will be septa formation, and towards the center we have the arrangement of ovules. Arrangement of ovules. Done. Now here the example. Example is very simple. Allow China to leave. Allow China to leave. A for axial placentation. A for axial placentation. C for China rose. China rose. T for tomato, L for lemon, L for lemon. Allow China to leave. Allow China to leave. Done. That is going to be axial placentation. Then we have the free central. In the free central and axial, the main difference is the septa formation. In the case of free central, there is no septa formation and all the ovules are present towards the center. That's it. That's it. Example is going to be here. Fredo, change your DP. What is D? D for dianthus and P for primrose. Dianthus and primrose. Dianthus and primrose. Fredo, change your DP. Dianthus and primrose. Done. In central axis with no septa. No septa formation. No septa formation in free central placentation. Then we have basal placentation. Then we have basal placentation. Very simple. Here, ovules develop at the base of the ovary. All the ovules will develop at the base of the ovary. Ovules will develop at the base of the ovary. That's a basal placentation. The trick is very simple. That is, birds migrate south. Birds migrate south. Birds migrate south. And students, remember here, this is basal placentation. One single ovule at the bottom sometimes. Single ovule at the bottom of the side. B for basal placentation. M for marigold. And S for sunflower. S for sunflower. Students, I'm telling you so many tricks. It's your duty to write down these tricks and learn one by one. If you want to learn all these tricks in one day, it's not going to happen. You have to write down all these tricks and see the tricks every single day. Then only the trick is going to be helpful. Otherwise, a trick will become trick in the examination if you try to remember the trick in the examination. Understand? See this question. Placentation in which ovules develop in the inner wall of the ovary or in peripheral part. Or in the peripheral part. It is called as peripheral. That is going to be parietal placentation. Parietal. I told you, periphery means parietal. Now, with that being said, your gynoecium is also done. Now we'll go towards the fruit part now. We'll understand fruit now. Ready? Ready? Pistil is single. Yes, Percy, pistil is usually one. See, pistil is there. Collection of pistil is called as gynoecium. Collection of pistil is called as gynoecium. Okay. Now, pistil usually has many carpels. Pistil has many carpels. Okay. Syncarpus and apocarpus for your carpus it is actually. Okay. D for Divya. Self-promotion. Divya is doing self-promotion. Okay. Now, students, fruit. Tell me your favorite fruit in the chat now. Quickly go. I'll get some water. Tell me your favorite fruit in the chat. Give me 1 minute. I'll get some water to drink. Tell me your favorite fruit in the chat now. Mine is mango. Just kidding. It is pomegranate. Ice apple. Strawberry. Okay, nice. Orange. Weird. I don't like orange. I don't know why. Dragon fruit is too costly. Best is pomegranate. Do you know why pomegranate is the best? There was an experiment which was done on fruit flies. It shows that pomegranate can extend your life. It can increase your lifespan. That is the property of pomegranate. Is the best. Okay. Now, first of all, tell me what is a fruit. Fruit is basically a ripened ovary. Yes, fruit is basically a ripened ovary. It's basically a ripened ovary. That's all. Fruit is basically a ripened ovary. Yes, that is a fruit. But they'll never ask you what is a fruit. They will never ask you what is a fruit and all. They'll ask you types of fruit. They'll ask you types of fruit. So let me know in the chat if you're ready for understanding the different parts. No part. We learn parts also, but different types of fruit is the more important. If you look at the different parts of the root, part of the fruit, it is very simple. Different parts of the fruit is very simple. Entire fruit can be divided into two parts. Entire fruit will have a seed inside. Yes, it will have a seed inside. It will also have the outer wall. That is called as pericarp. Called as pericarp. And students, remember, this pericarp can also have three parts. This pericarp can also have three parts. Pericarp can have three parts. Have three parts. This pericarp can be divided into three different parts. Epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. The outermost carp is called as epicarp. Then we have middle, mesocarp. And we have inside the endocarp. Okay, three different types of parts of the pericarp, that is outer carp, mesocarp and endocarp. That is the different parts of the fruit. Different parts of the fruit. Now, what are the different types of fruit? Friends, you need to understand there are three different types of fruits. Largely, there are three different types of fruits. Very simple. First, we have the true fruits. Fruits which originate from, fruits which develop directly from ovary. Develop from the ovary. Then we have false fruit. That is the fruit which develops from ovary plus other part of flower. For example, thalamus. In the case of apple, it develops from thalamus also. Thalamus plus ovary, that is giving apple. Apple is a false fruit. Then we have parthenocarpic fruit. Parthenocarpic fruit for the fruit, that is fruit developed without fertilization. Done. That is called as parthenocarpic fruit. Any doubt here? Three different types of fruit. Done. Now again we can classify the fruits into one more category. Three different categories again. Three different categories. For example, students, understand this. First, we have simple fruit. We have the simple fruit. Now, simple fruit can also be made up of two types. Simple fruit can be made up of two types. If it has single carpel, first of all, understand It develops from a single flower. It develops from a single flower. Now it can have single carpel. It can have a single carpel, or it can have multicarpellary, or it can be multicarpellary. So all of you have learned, right? A flower can have many carpels. If all the carpels are few, it's called syncarpus. All the carpels are free, it's called as apocarpus. It can have a single carpel, or it can be a multiple carpel. Single carpel. Now here again, single carpel is two types again. Single carpel can be of two types. Single carpel can be of two types. For example, students, we have something called as dry fruit and fleshy fruit. This a dry fruit is not a dry fruits which you eat that the almond, cashew. No, this is different. This is different type of dry fruit. Dry fruit and fleshy fruit. Dry fruit and fleshy fruit. What is the difference between dry fruit and fleshy fruit? Remember, in the case of fleshy fruit, it is differentiated. Fleshy fruit is differentiated into epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. It is differentiated. That is fleshy fruit. Your dry fruit is not differentiated. It is not differentiated at all. Not differentiated at all. No, not differentiated at all. Dry fruit. This is called as simple fruit. It's called as your simple fruit. Simple fruit. Done. Now, the second one we have the first tell me, any doubt here? Tell me, any doubt in simple fruit? Any doubt in simple fruit? No. Second is called as aggregate of fruits. Aggregate of fruits. Now again, you need to understand here is aggregate of fruits also develops from. Aggregate of fruits also aggregate. Yes. Last one is composite. What is aggregate of fruits? You need to understand that is aggregate of fruit also develops from a single flower. But it is multicarpellary in origin. Multicarpellary. And this multicarpellary is apocarpus. What is apocarpus, students? Tell me. What is apocarpus? Apocarpus basically means all the carpels which is multicarpellary condition, everything is free. Everything is going to be free. Right? Everything is going to be free here. Aggregate. Your raspberries and everything are part of your aggregate fruit. Raspberries are part of aggregate of fruits. Right? Aggregate of fruits. Here this multicarpellary condition is syncarpus here. Syncarpus. This is syncarpus in origin. This is apocarpus. You need to know the difference, right? Difference. Last one is composite fruit. Last one is composite fruit. Composite fruit develops from inflorescence. It develops from inflorescence. See, they develop from single flower. But composite fruit is developed from a complete inflorescence. All the entire inflorescence, cymose, racemose inflorescence can get converted to a fruit. Get converted to a complete fruit. That is called as composite fruit. Types of fruit done. Now in your NCERT we have droop and berry. Droop and berry. So we'll understand what is the difference between droop and berry, and you'll write it down also, so we'll get a better understanding what is a droop and what is a berry, so we can solve all type of questions. We can solve all type of questions. Right? What is a droop and what is a berry? Okay, what is a droop and what is a berry? Okay. Difference between droop and berry. First we'll write droop, then we'll go for berry. Okay, first we'll write droop. 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 First thing you need to understand is it develops from monocarpellary. monocarpellary. Can you see here? If you go here, single carpel, fleshy fruit. That is your drupe here. Drupe is here. Fleshy, single carpel. So it's single carpel. Monocarpellary. Monocarpellary, superior ovary. That is hypogynous condition. Here we have stony endocarp. Try eating mango. In mango, in the middle we have the inside we have the endocarp. No, it is very stony. You can't, if you eat it, you can't, teeth will break. That is going to be stony endocarp. The mesocarp can be edible and fibrous sometimes. The mesocarp, edible and fibrous, mesocarp. Edible and fibrous, mesocarp. Now, edible mesocarp is in the case of mango, and fibrous mesocarp is in the case of coconut. Done. That is going to be the drupe. Done. The second one is called as berry. This is not in the syllabus, so this is extra. I'll tell you. Extra. First of all, it develops from multicarpellary ovary. It develops from multicarpellary ovary. It can be superior or inferior ovary. It can be superior as well as inferior. Both can be present in the case of berry, superior or inferior ovary. Now, how we are endocarpus stony? In the case of berry, imagine tomato. Tomato in the middle part, can you eat the entire tomato? Yes, you can eat the entire tomato. So we can tell soft endocarp. Soft endocarp. Endocarp is going to be completely soft. You can eat the entire endocarp also. Okay. Difference between drupe and berry. I think the question answers are seen, students. Answers are seen, unfortunately. See, this was the question. Good question was there. Answer is seen, but identify the correct features of mango and coconut. Both are drupe. Yes, both are drupe. We just now learned. Stonocarp is edible in both. No, endocarp is not edible. Endocarp is stony. So it is wrong statement. Mesocarp is in coconut is fibrous, as we learned. Correct here. The fruit develops from monocarpellary ovary. Yes, monocarpellary ovary. All the points are written here. From here only questions will come. Don't worry. I think answers are written already, students. It's fine. I think these are easy questions. We learned this. Coconut is a drupe. We learned right now. Edible part of the coconut is the endosperm. It is going to be the endosperm, is going to be the edible part which you eat. That is cellular and free cellular and nuclear endosperm. Okay? Endosperm. Now, let's go to the next concept, friends. Fruit is done actually. Fruit is over. There should be no more. They will never ask you more than what I'm teaching. Every single point from the exam point of view, I'm teaching you here. So once you have these notes, you're writing down with me, you will not have any difficulty solving any questions when it comes to morphology of flowering plants. Okay? Any question you can solve. Now students, I want everyone to quickly, if you want these notes, if you want all the following notes, you'll be getting it on the Telegram channel. Here. On the Telegram channel, you'll be getting all the notes. Okay? If you're writing on your own, that's well and good. If you're not writing, I'll give it to you. Don't worry. Okay? Now, what is a seed, students? What is a seed? Can I tell it is a fertilized ovule? Seed is a fertilized ovule. Yes, seed is a fertilized ovule. Seed, basically what we have is a complete fertilized ovule. That is a seed. And it is the same seed. Which can give rise to a complete plant later on. Plant body. It can give rise to an entire plant body later on. That is a seed. Done. Now look at the parts of seed. We have the outer part of the seed is called as seed coat, which is mainly made up of integuments. Then we have cotyledon, the reserved food material. and there is embryo. Then there is embryo, that is zygote develops into embryo, different parts of the seed, and the same embryo which will grow into a plant later on. Now here, what is a cotyledon? First of all, let me tell you, cotyledon is main function is nutrition, and cotyledon is a part of the plant which is it's like an immature leaf-like structure. Now all of you know the zygote develops into the embryo. Embryo develops into a complete plant body. Yes, this is the main structure. Now here, in this stage, zygote to embryo, the main nutrition is provided by endosperm. And from embryo to plant, the main nutrition is provided by cotyledon, given by the cotyledon. Remember this point also in your life. How the entire nutrition is provided. Okay. Endosperm is also nutrient tissue. Right, the nutrition to the embryo, formed by the fusion of one male gamete and one polar nuclei. That is, as a result of triple fusion. Endosperm is the result of triple fusion. Then you will learn about sexual reproduction of flowering plants. You will learn the detail there. That is one male gamete and as well as the central nuclei, the central cell. The central cell and polar nuclei fuse together. Central cell and male gamete fuse, result in triple fusion. Now, one thing I didn't tell you here. I think I forgot. Yes, here we learned about seed coat, right? Seed coat has two layers, outer layer, inner layer. The outer layer is called as testa, and the inner layer is called as tegmen. Outer layer is called as testa, inner layer is called as tegmen. Testa and tegmen. Now students, here we spoke about endosperm. Now in some plants, what happens? The endosperm gets completely consumed. If the endosperm is completely consumed, we call them endospermic. So we call them non-endospermic. We call them non-endospermic because endosperm is completely consumed. Non-endospermic. Ex-albuminous seeds. If endosperm is present, it is called as endospermic. If endosperm is, I thought it is written ulta, but endospermic means endosperm is present, endospermic. See here. Monocots, which has a single cotyledon. Dicotyledon means what? They have two cotyledons. Can you see? Two cotyledons. Monocots, a single cotyledon. Dicot seed. Can you see? This is the dicot seed. It has two cotyledons. Then there is an embryonal axis here. Plumule develops into a shoot, and radicle develops into root. Here we have a structure called as hilum. Hilum is a scar-like structure. Hilum is the point of attachment where the seed is attaching to the fruit. Obviously, the seed attached to the fruit, right? The point of attachment between seed and fruit is called as hilum. Then we have a small opening called as micropyle, small opening through which water can enter inside. Then there is seed coat here. Okay. Site of attachment of seed to the ovary wall, small pore, and hard coat. Examples of dicot: non-endospermic seed because the endosperm is completely consumed here. Bean, gram seed, as well as pea plant. Dicots, entire seed is consumed, entire endosperm is consumed, called as non-endospermic. Endosperm is absent here, but there is one exception. The exception is castor. Exception in dicots is castor. In the case of castor, it is endospermic. In the case of castor, endosperm is present. Okay, endosperm is present in the case of dicot, castor. Endosperm is present. Even though it is a dicot, in dicots endosperm is completely consumed, but exception is castor. Now monocot seed. Look at this. In the case of monocot seed, what happens is the seed coat, right? The seed coat and the fruit wall. Will completely fuse together. And in the case of dicot, we can remove it properly. But in the case of your monocot seed, it is very difficult to remove the monocot seed because monocot seed is completely fused with the fruit wall. Okay, fruit wall. Endosperm is bulky and store food. Endosperm is present here. Endosperm is present here. Okay. Now, if you look at the structure of your seed, this is your entire structure of your monocot seed. We have a large endosperm here, large endosperm. Then we have scutellum. Scutellum is the cotyledon. Scutellum is the cotyledon here. Okay. Then we have aeron layer here. Aeron layer. What is the function of aeron layer? The main function of aeron layer is it separates. Aeron layer completely separates the endosperm from the cotyledon or the embryo. Can you see? Aeron layer is only and only around the endosperm. It is present only and only around the endosperm. It protects the endosperm. Then we have embryonal axis, plumule and radicle. Plumule has an outer covering called as coleoptile and radicle has an outer covering called as coleorhiza. R is present, so radicle. Remember it like that. R is present, so we can call it radicle. Coleorhiza, radicle. Plumule is coleoptile. The other one. Because there is a very big confusion between which is coleoptile, which is coleorhiza. The confusion should be clear now. Coleorhiza, radicle. Okay. Now can you see seed coat and fruit wall are completely fused here. I told you previously, seed coat and fruit wall are completely consumed here, completely fused together. Okay, and this is a monocot seed. Scutellum, a single cotyledon called as scutellum here. Aeron layer covering the endosperm, separates embryo from the endosperm. We discussed. Coleoptile, coleorhiza, protection. Monocot examples: rice and maize. Rice and maize has that amazing endosperm which we eat. Yes, we eat the endosperm of rice and maize. They have endospermic. But is there any exception here? That is, some of the monocots will not have any endosperm. Some of the monocots will not have any endosperm. Orchid seeds. Some of the members of Solanaceae, even though they are part of monocot, the seed is not endospermic. The seed is completely consumed here. That is non-endospermic. Exception. This is the exception. Monocot, non-endospermic seed. Monocot, non-endospermic seed. Difference is given here, students. Dicot, seed is distinct. Seed coat is completely fused with the pericarp. Monocot. Two cotyledon, single cotyledon called as scutellum. Endosperm is completely absent in the case of dicots. Non-endospermic. Endosperm is present here. No protection sheet from radicle and plumule. Radicle is protected by coleorhiza. Plumule is protected by coleoptile. Protection is a coleoptile. See, cotyledon of maize grain is called as scutellum. Single cotyledon, scutellum. Okay. Wheat grain has embryo. One large shield-shaped cotyledon called as scutellum again. Called as scutellum. Now students, I'll give you a homework question now. The homework question is very simple. Examples of zygomorphic. Examples of zygomorphic. In the chat, in the comments. Examples of in the comments. And with that, the chapter is over. Do you realize how easy this chapter is? It is only a matter of how your preparation is. And if you're able to remember all the examples, yes, orchid is non-endospermic, even it is a monocot. Okay. Even if you learn the examples in this chapter, you're done, you're sorted. So let me know in the comment section how the class was. It was very easy class, very chill class, right? I felt I didn't have to face any difficulty in teaching you today because it's such an easy chapter. All the points are very easy. It's only a matter of your understanding and your dedication to learn the examples. Learn the examples. This chapter is going to be very easy, students. Very easy. Okay. Now, one more thing I have to tell you is the test series, students. If you are not a part of test series, I would advise you to join right now because year-long test series is a very requirement. In your NEET examination, the more number of mock tests you do, the more prepared you are. And I would advise you to at least minimum to minimum do 50 mock tests. How do you do 50 mock tests? If you go to the link in the description, you will find link to the 50 mock test. Go check it out right now today. Okay, and with that being said, let me know in the comment section, because next chapter is going to be anatomy of flowering plants, which is going to be again very easy for you. Very easy. Anatomy is going to be very easy for you. And I will see you in the next class. Take care. Bye bye, and have a great day ahead.